Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the
Hi,
delay
everybody.
because we have a technical glitch. Okay, so this is Coach John here from Learning Out of the Box, and today we are going to share a bit on helping your child ace the oral examinations. Is there a shortcut? And today we have our special guest, Felicia. Hello, Felicia.
Hi, Coach John. Good evening,
Hello.
everyone. Hi.
Hello. Okay, so today Felicia is the expert here, sharing with us how to help our kids is, okay, I forgot to change my Wi-Fi to the LAN cable. Okay, never mind. Later I'll just pass to you, then I will quickly swap it. Okay, Felicia, can you quickly just introduce yourself, and then you can share with us like what is the framework that you want to share with our students, especially the P6s are very kanchong now.
Yes, definitely. It's the time of the year again where every parent and teachers like myself, we really want our students to do well. So I've been teaching primary and secondary school kids over the last 15 years. Previously, I was teaching in Yishun Secondary School, and thereafter, when I started teaching privately, it trickled down to primary school students as well. So teaching is the only job that I felt passionate about, and never a boring day for me. So previously, I did try other professions. So I started off straight off after university. I joined SIA for about 2 years, followed by being a producer, a conference producer at this company called IQPC, and it was an oil and gas department. However, after going to having been to a few jobs, teaching is the one that I think is the one for me.
Wonderful.
So I really enjoy interacting with the children, and you can have a really bad day, but yet still look forward to class because you know that you're meeting young children or teenagers for that matter.
Understand. Yes, I think it's very important to understand the kids and also what they are going through. So could you share with us, because I think there are many parents here who are also teaching their kids. So could you help us to understand actually what goes on in a child's mind when they heard the word English oral? Because I think when I was younger, I literally froze on the spot. It's so exciting, as well as there's so much tension in the air as well.
I think our role here, John, is really as facilitators, because parents today are so savvy, and they are also very good at retrieving information. There is a lot of information online on how to do well, how to speak well. But then again, how do we as parents and as educators who work closely with our children, how do we encourage them? So I think it is really about helping them to become confident about what they are saying, confident about who they are, and getting that practice. So when students think about the PSLE oral exam, they get nervous. Many of them, they clamp up. And that's because I think ultimately due to the lack of practice. Yes, because in the course of a school year, they only practice 2 times.
And only 2 times?
Thereabout, I think. Sometimes only once a year you are being tested on oral. Yes, and now even sometimes talking to children of their age whom they might not be familiar with, they might feel shy, they might feel awkward. What more an adult? So definitely it is like, oh no, it's oral. No, I don't know what to say. What if the teacher is very scary, very fierce? That's a very common complaint. Yes. Say, oh, the DM is my examiner, How? I said, don't worry, DM is still a teacher. He wants you to do well, right? So it's the kind of confidence that we have to instill in our children, in our students, that, hey, you've got it. Yes.
As a sharing, I think I also face the same experience when my child tells me that she's also quite scared when she sits for the oral. So what are some of the things that parents can do at home? Because I think to build a child's confidence is not an overnight thing. It has to be done across a period of time. So what can parents do at home to instill confidence in the kids?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we can practice reading with them. You see, the bedtime story time can be changed to just reading a paragraph from one of the books. These are the common books that I use. Yeah. And there are several topics in it. The passages might be slightly longer, so you don't have to read all, but if on a daily basis or every 2 days, you pick up this book or you pick up a similar book that you can find in Popular, and just to get your child to read aloud. It is just to encourage the habit. Yeah. So some parents say, my children, they don't like to practice oral reading or conversation with me. In fact, they feel very shy. They rather do it on their own, and they don't want me to know how they are speaking and how they are reading even. Yes. So during my class, I encourage parents to come on together the lesson with me and their child so that we can do it together and encourage their children to do it with their parents. So once the child is well equipped and I can help them with their confidence, they will happily read with their parents, speak with their parents. And when we have parents on board with us, the improvement is very significant and very fast. And that is why I strongly encourage parents to join me in my lessons, because I only see them 1 hour a week, but the parents see them every night, every other day.
Mm-hmm.
And if we work hand in hand, then the result is going to be quite amazing. John, there are 4 subjects for the PSLE, and honestly, our student schedule is back to back. They're busier than you and me. They're really worn out, right? So it's really a crash course when it comes to oral, right? Because there are so many components already. So for oral is that 15% of the entire exam, and our children do not have so much time to prepare for it. So for students who come to me, usually it's a booster, like 3-4 months before the exams. And if parents work hand in hand with me, then we can achieve greater heights. Yes. So first is really reading, right? And then I feel that current affairs are important. And to keep it simple, first, start with the oral books that you can find in Popular, like the one that I showed you. There are topics, right? Common topics like healthy lifestyle, digital technology, and all these, there are subtopics. Digital technology, for example, cyberbullying, game addiction, online learning. And then as parents, we can bring in, hey, look at the COVID situation, because we're adults, right? We have real life experiences. Our children experience it as well. However, they might not articulate it as well as us. So when we bring it across to them, hey, talk about the COVID situation, talk about what's current. They say, oh, how has digital technology helped with the COVID situation, like ordering online, food delivery? So all these are very simple examples in real life that we share with them. Given our age and our experience, they will not be discussing such topics actively with their peers. So I feel that for every topic that you see in the book, parents can take it as the topic of the week. Talk about it over dinner, watch the news together, and then add on. That is how I feel as parents we can help. And another way is to get them to elaborate. And we can just start by daily conversations. For example, hey girl, how was your day today? My daughter's standard answer, good. Full stop. And then after she has rested and, during dinner time, and then she will start to chit chat. She will start to give more information. So if they say good, then say, oh, maybe when they are in the mood, then we start asking them what was good about the day. So if they say something, then get them to explain it, or it was a good day because my class won the competition, or I had a really good time with my friend during recess. It was not bad. It was a bad day because, and then give an example. Because we cannot expect our children to suddenly start speaking very well when they hardly even converse with us in the first place.
So it sounds like ready to get our kids to start, and then we just ride along, and then we want to show interest as well, and also probe them to share more. Yeah, so just before you share the next tip, because I know that you are a very experienced teacher, and I just want to do a shout out to the parents who are with us here. Okay, parents, if any question, do post in the comments in the Facebook page, yeah, so that I can take on the questions and then I can post it in the Zoom chats for Felicia to answer. Yeah, and today's topic is very much to support PSLE kids. Like for myself, my eldest girl is also taking PSLE, so I'm here to steal some tips from Felicia. Yeah. Okay, so back to Felicia. Yeah, so what are other ways that we can actually like, because for a 12-year-old, they are already like a teenager.
Yes.
You know, sometimes they have their mood swings, and then sometimes no
Yes.
matter how much you talk, right, even though they sound okay, but you know that they just don't want to talk. So how can parents actually read their children and know when to step forward and when to step backward?
Yes, I think this applies to our coaching jobs as well, our coaching with the children. So even for me, when I see that teenager for the first time, or as we interact, I think it is important that we do not judge them. Yes, I'm careful to pass comments. I often ask questions, and I try my best to be encouraging and positive to whatever answer that they give me. So if they tell me, I say, oh, how do you like? Or I'll say, oh, I don't like it. And then I'm not going to say, why don't you like it?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And we'll start them.
Yeah, I'll say, okay. Would you like to share with me what made you feel that way? Yes, because we are interacting with teenagers, and like at this stage, you know, they can get quite cranky or emotional. Sometimes it's just a bad day. Sometimes it's not even a bad day. They're just not in the mood to speak to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think even as a parent or as a teacher, we have to keep a very open mind about things and be very careful about our facial expressions and our response. Because I had a friend who shared with me, you know, Felicia, when I don't speak right, my daughter also say, why are you judging me? I already kept quiet because I'm very afraid to say something, and you know, she picks it up as me being judgmental. So even when I say nothing, she said, Ma, are you judging me again? Yes. So I think, like you said, it doesn't happen overnight, this kind of communication and this kind of rapport that we have going. So for me, as a coach and as a parent, before I start teaching and before I start correcting, first we build that rapport. And to build that rapport is a daily affair with our children. Yes. It's really to listen to them and know what's going on in their lives.
Yeah, and I like the part that you mentioned that kids sometimes may misread our body language, and I think it's vice versa as well. Sometimes when we see probably a child when she folds her arm, and maybe it's when it's her posture that makes her feel safe. But sometimes, to me, I may misread it as, hey, you're defensive. Yeah. So parents, I think sometimes our children are really young and they are still learning, and as adults, I think it's very important to be a good role model as well and be mindful of our body language. So remember to smile and also to nod at times to show that you're listening. And one thing that I told the parents, your mobile phone, please put in your room. Yeah, don't tell your kid you're interested to hear, but you're looking at the mobile phone. That one is a big no-no. Yeah, even for myself, I commit that many times. Am I guilty as charged? Yeah. Okay, so
you know, John, and you know, John, and now with the face mask on, right? It's really hard to see their expression, because I talked to my girl in the car. I picked her up, and my son, I said, can you please take the face mask off? Because with the face mask on, she just seems like she's in that, oh, you know, I'm not interested. I can't be bothered with.
I don't care.
I don't care. Yes. I'm like, Ashley, are you listening to what I'm saying? Or, you know, we'll be talking. And then she will have that look with the mask. Then when I asked her to take off her mask, I realized that she's actually smiling. Or maybe the smile only came on after I took off the mask. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. It happens to
Yes.
me as well. Yeah. So a lot of things is being misread, and actually that could spark off so many misunderstanding.
Yes, and talking about that, because let's hope that it changes with the new COVID measures that is constantly being updated. But you know, with the oral exams, they all have to wear the mask and there's the plastic shield. Yeah. So I think that is a challenge as well.
Okay, so for me to learn as a dad with a PSLE kid yeah, so when they go to the oral, they are going to wear their mask.
That was last year.
Ayo, like that how to talk?
So last year, I tell you, I also can't really remember already, but there was something. Something is either blocking you, or it's not the usual conversation that we have, which is 1 or 2 tables away, right? So the key thing is to really keep your voice when you're speaking, to really sound interested, not to speak in a monotonous way. Yeah, and for the student to also look at their teacher and try to read their facial expressions, whether they understand what you're saying or not, right? But I think the most important thing that I tell my students is don't be afraid to ask questions when you are in doubt. That means if you don't hear the question clearly, or you don't really understand the question, ask. Don't proceed to answer. Because when you ask the question, your marks are not deducted, I tell them. But if you answer wrongly, then yes. Yes. So especially in this kind of situation where you know you have extra mask or extra plastic shield, the teacher might not be able to hear you so well, and vice versa. Our students really have to be confident and brave, proactive to ask questions if they are not sure. That will save them a lot of grief. Yes.
So parents who are online with us right now, remember to remind your kid that if they can't hear the question properly or it's not clear, please ask. And I think even for my child, I think she has to practice asking as well. Yeah, like have to do a role play with her. Now, let's say you're not clear. How do you ask question? Yeah, so what is the right way to ask?
Yes. You're asking me what is the right way to ask?
Yeah.
Maybe to start off, I always teach my children to be very genuine and sincere. There are some myths that we have to dispel. Like, okay, let's do it one by one. So you're saying how to ask a question, correct?
Yeah.
So you can just say, because you wouldn't know the teacher's name, right? So you can say, teacher, can you please repeat the question? I did not hear it clearly just now. Thank you. It's very simple, just politely and in complete sentence, ask when in doubt.
Yeah, do not say, huh?
Yeah, don't say, huh? Then roll eyes. Yeah, our children really have to learn to articulate themselves and speak confidently.
Yes. Okay, just before you share the other myths, I just want to do a reminder to the parents. If parents got any question, please ask. You only have until 8:25. Then Felicia needs to go off to attend to her own kids. Yeah, maybe we are all parents here.
Yes.
That's the reason why. Because for us, we are parents as well as educators, which is why we really can empathize with the parents. Yeah, so I really love to bring educators who are parents in as well. So got any question, please ask. Now is the opportunity to ask also to practice
maybe
asking.
some struggles that you face. Maybe you don't know how to get started. Any questions at all, I'll be happy to answer them so that we can journey on together with our children. Maybe as we are waiting for the questions, I would just to maybe share that I know that a lot of mothers are working, and the work we come back and then we start to look through their homework. So it's actually it is actually very tiring, and sometimes you just feel so worn out, and still you have to carry on checking their work after a whole day at work, right? And so I think for working mothers, I would like to encourage them that sometimes even if you are not going through a book, you can just have a chit chat. If you can't do a whole passage, do a short paragraph. And I think for parents who are really keen to have that oral practice with their children, really go to Popular and get this book, A Comprehensive Guide to PSLE English Oral Examination. Just get this one. Yeah, just get this book. Okay. And I know they did not pay me for advertisement. And do it topic by topic. So start off by getting a book, get your child to choose a topic that catches his or her attention, and then go from there. If they don't feel like reading, hey, then let's just talk about the topic. Okay, you don't feel like talking, never mind. Mommy will tell you my experience about peer pressure. Mommy will tell you my experience about my hobbies, what I like when I was younger, when I was your age. I think that will build rapport as well. It doesn't have to be hard and fast.
Yeah, I agree as well. Because when I talk to my kids, and sometimes when they are very quiet, I mean, I got 3 girls lah, like what most parents they know
I
about.
thought should be very chatty, 3 girls.
But sometimes they have their bad days lah. So sometimes I just want to talk. Yeah. So when they are in a bad mood, but I can sense that they want to be there with me, so I just talk lah. So I talk to myself and I share like what happened to me in the morning. Yeah. So and I realized that the more I talk, sometimes you can really sense that they want to listen more, then they tell you more. Yeah. So sometimes parents if your kids don't want to talk, right, but you sense that they want to be there, I mean they're not moving away, you can share as well. And the more you share, you realize that the kids or your kids really want to share as well. Yeah. So we have to take the first step lah as parents.
Yes. I think that's important.
Yeah. So what other myth? I got one myth. Yeah. Is it that the more you talk, the more points you get? Just sit down and rattle on until the teacher say, "Hey, stop," and you stop. Then you get 4 points. Is it true?
It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. They ask, teacher, is it if I write 3-4 pages for my compo, it means that I'll score a high mark? If your compo is full of grammar mistakes, full no paragraphing, then you write 4 pages, then bound to fail. So it's the same when you speak, right? We try to keep it succinct because we don't want to ramble on unimportant points. So I think, no, it's not the case where the more you speak, the better points or grades you get. It depends on how you say it and also what you talk about.
So how to score points? Or what is the easiest way to score points?
I think first make a good impression. I think if you speak to many educators and even on YouTube, they all tell you make a good impression. Yeah, that means smile. But now with the face mask, a bit difficult.
Yeah.
So it has to come through your voice. And if you like to, as parents, you can practice just that process of the meet and greet with the teachers. Hi, good afternoon, teachers. My name is Felicia and I'm from class 6H. Right? So you can just practice that. Then parents can also role play. Maybe they be the students just to show their children how to do it. Okay, so first things first, a sincere, outgoing personality will help. But of course, we know that there are students with different personalities. So if you want to score the extra point, for me as a teacher, I love it when the student is cheerful and always smiling and sincere in the conversation. Yeah. So for me, that will be scoring points from the start. And then as they progress, one myth is that, oh, you have to speak perfect English or you have to use very bombastic vocabulary.
True. Is it true?
Yeah. Honestly, I think you can still get a good A even if you don't use bombastic vocabulary. If you are able to speak well and you are fluent and it's clear that English is second nature to you, we'll be happy to give you that A. If you use bombastic English, but we know that you're trying so hard just to fit it into your sentence, it wouldn't work out as well. And yeah, the last thing is students like to ask me, teacher, can I memorize the answers?
Really?
memorize. Yeah, they say, oh, teacher, is there a script for me to memorize for this topic? And some parents will also ask me, like, do we have prepared answers? And I said, no. The reason why your children come to me is so that I can prepare them for any conversation, any topic that they may face. Yeah, so it's really quite pointless to memorize, because like last year's PSLE topic, it was about sleeping time, like how early do you think you should wake up, and another one on presentation. So it's not something that is found in the books. It's not something that's found in the books. It's something that is so simple, and yet the students will say, oh, I don't have that much to talk about. Yeah, but if we get them, if we get them to practice and to keep an open mind about conversations and to engage them, then they will find their way around such topics, even if they are uncommon. Yes, because really, we just want to know if you are able to converse well and confidently in English.
Yeah, sounds like I mean, what I heard from you and my impression is to remind the kid to be himself or herself. Yeah, I mean, these are things that we parents can train them on a daily basis. And one of the ways will be to converse with them, ask how's their day, stop asking how's their homework, whether they have finished their homework, because these are what we say are closed-ended questions. It's either a yes or no. If they say yes, it stops there. If they say no, we explode. So both outcomes are not good as well. Yeah.
I don't know about, oh, sorry.
Yeah, please.
I don't know about you, but my daughter, she likes to share about her friends. Yeah. So she doesn't really talk so much about herself, but whenever we talk about her friends, she will get very excited and she'll want to tell me more. Yeah. So sometimes it's also another way to start a conversation.
Yeah, and I guess it's true to a certain extent, because these are teenagers. I mean, 12 years old teenagers, and sometimes we talk about themselves, they may feel a bit defensive, or they may feel like, hey, what is there to talk about myself? Yeah, so we can talk about their friends, or the food that they ate, or their idol, yeah, the YouTubers, yeah, the TikTok influencers. Those are my children, but talk non-stop. The top 10 hits, yeah, the English pop songs, they will rattle on non-stop and I can't interrupt at all. Yeah, so I think so the summary here is, what is your child's interest? Yeah, do you even understand, or are you aware of what your child likes? Yeah. Okay, I think I also want to share about the mask. Yeah, so is there a way to show that we are smiling even with the mask on? Like we smile with our eyebrow, or
how do I show I'm smiling?
Hey, I wanted to try I want to try this one. Does it work? Okay. Now I'm the child.
You want to say like the eyes are the windows to the soul, right?
Yeah,
so honestly, when we smile, it shows in the eyes. If you don't smile enough, then it doesn't show through, right?
I am smiling now.
So John, try smiling. Let's see if we can see you smiling.
Weak smile or
no,
smile?
With the mask, it has to be a big wide smile. Yeah, you see, when you really smile, you see some wrinkle lines here, but of course kids they don't have, but you know their eyes will also curve a little. Yeah. So I think we have to try harder.
Yeah. So I think parents, what I will do at home is I will ask my elders to wear masks at home. And then I will do a role play with her.
You know, although it's just very recent, I tell you, I sometimes have goldfish memory. I can't remember if they had their mask off and then with the plastic screen, or with the mask on. I have to ask my daughter, she's outside.
Yeah, you can ask the parents. Hey, parents, I need your help here. Do you know whether the kids do they wear masks during the oral tests or exams? Yeah, I mean, this one we need your help. Yeah. Okay, just post this on the
I vaguely remember, because there was quite a bit of hoo-ha also. Like we were like, oh, you know, is there mask, no mask, and then screen. Screen is definitely there.
Screen.
The screen should be definitely. I think the screen was there. Yeah.
Hey, then can our kids wear the transparent mask? You know, now in the market, it got a transparent mask. And educators, those who teach young kids, right? And they need to
Yes.
read the non-verbal, and it's very important to see the teacher smile.
Mm.
The teachers wear the transparent one. It cannot. That one can buy.
Yeah, I don't see why not, right? If it's just as safe as the surgical mask. Actually, it should be strongly encouraged for the graduating students to get that. So far, we did not hear of it last year, of the transparent face mask. But I see people wearing it these days on the streets.
Okay, so just give me a minute. The Facebook say yes ended. Don't scare me, leh. Apparently, they are still here, right? Yeah, gave me a scare. Okay, Wendy says mask on.
Mask on, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's something that I also want to ask, and also being a very kiasu, that what are some of the topics that the students got asked across the years? I mean, based on your experience. I mean, like we parents always want our kids to be prepared in advance. Yeah.
Yeah. I think last year's topic, the kids were not very well prepared, because it is not the usual, or what are your hobbies, what is your CCA, what are some of the things that you do with a family, or content-based. So even for secondary school topics, when it comes to essay writing, we realize that it's also shifting away from content-based topics. So it's really the student's own personality and experiences should shine through, right? So I feel that for oral conversations, our children also need enough exposure, sufficient outings, sufficient human interaction in order to be able to handle the various topics. Yeah. So I think the last few years, there were topics about the library. There was topic about this cereal box, or would you want to buy this cereal, and why? Right? So all these are very simple, mundane, day-to-day stuff. But if we don't bring our children to the supermarket, they wouldn't be looking at all the labels, right? If we don't bring them for enough outings, they wouldn't be exposed to all restaurant menus and whatnot, because I think increasingly the topics are becoming more practical and realistic, more applicable to real life. Not like last time, they give you a picture, say, oh, the upper right corner, this is happening, the bottom left corner, this is happening. It's all very staged.
Yes.
Right? And because kids these days, they are so exposed, even with the internet, they become very knowledgeable. So honestly, the competition that our children face in terms of their peers, I think there's greater competition now as well, for them to be able to share information beyond what is seen in the books.
All right. Yeah.
Or
and
beyond just the typical answer.
Yes.
Right. So what distinguishes between your A, B, and C grader is their personal experience as well, and their on-the-spot interaction with the examiner. How well the examiner likes you, definitely that plays a part too. If you're humorous, then that's a big plus point. Right? Or if you're very polite, you're extra smiley and extra engaging, all these are plus point. And all these things we cannot instill and teach the child, like, oh, this is how you are going to be if you want to be funny. Right? Just be yourself. But I always tell my students, be engaging. No one wants to talk to a dead fish. Yeah.
And I like that as well. I totally agree, is to enrich our children's experience. And personally, my take on that is sometimes our kids are so busy, 4 subjects, got no time on. I mean, want to go on date with them, also got no time. Yeah. But we can share our life experiences with them, such that their experiences also get enriched even at home. Yeah. So my practice is, when my kids come back, I will sit down with them and talk to them. Yeah. So we also have a tea break. Yeah. Then I'll talk to them about anything under the sun, and at night before they sleep, my wife will take over and then tell them stories. Yeah. So we make sure that there are 3 touch points in that sense. Yeah. So I hope some parents, if you find that it's useful, you can also take it away. And okay, there are some parents who told me that they are not free at all. But I would also counter in a sense that all of us still have to eat, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes.
Making a point that during one of the meals, you want to chit chat with your children as well. Yeah, so you tap on your normal daily activities.
Right. I also think that given the COVID situation, I think now we're slowly opening up. But there are times when I ask questions and the kids were like, "Oh, teacher, very long never do that already." You know, they tell me, "I haven't done that in a really long time. You know, since COVID, I didn't go watch a movie. Like myself, I haven't watched a movie." And then it's like, "Oh, I say, how about picnics? Picnics very long time ago when I was maybe primary 2. You know, primary 6 already, primary 2. The picnic happened in primary 2." You know, so it feels like the experiences have taken place such a long time ago that our children have forgotten. But children being children, right? Sometimes it's not so long ago, but to them it feels like, oh, I've already forgotten that experience such a long time ago. Right? And with the COVID situation, experiences are somehow a little bit more muted and limited. Yeah, so I think somehow in this year we have to slowly bring that back to them as well. If we can't do so physically, really because of the endemic situation, then at least emotionally and mentally at home, we have to engage them, bring back some memories, talk about things. Yeah.
And hearing that, I got one question. Before I ask the question, okay, Bunli is very helpful. I think it's her father. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry. Bunli should be Wenli, right? Okay, this parent says that mask on, my girl teacher encourages them to wear 3D mask as 3D have more space and will not block their lip when they talk. Well, I think nowadays wearing masks also must be strategic. So parents buy 3D masks. So make sure that your child has a specially allocated mask for oral and please try it at home.
Yeah.
Don't mind the one that just curves or goes from mouth cannot talk on.
Yes, if not the normal mask, right, it will really stick to your mouth when you speak. So definitely the 3D one, that's a very good tip, good reminder.
Yeah, actually I'm just thinking about the transparent mask because I think if should be okay, right? If it's okay, I would love to get it for my girl as well.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why it's not okay. I mean, yeah, for me, I'm very practical. If something works, then why not?
Yeah. Okay, Wendy is a mom. Thanks, mommy. It's raining kids and dogs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was my question I want to ask you. Yeah. Okay. So back to the part that you say, let's say the topic is about going to watch a movie or going for picnic and something that we have not done in years. How can we like imagine or can we take someone else's stories and fake it? What's the right way to do it?
I never encourage fake it till you make it. The best don't fake anything, just be very, very real. Yeah, but students, they would like to say, oh, when I was 5 years old or when I was in primary 2, they will say specifically when. And I'll always tell them, please do not say when I was in primary 1 or when I was in primary 5, because many students start this way.
Okay.
It becomes a cliche. So you can say recently or a few months ago or in recent years, right? But don't be so specific as in primary 3. Then the examiner will also, such a long time ago. Right? So it depends. Yeah, if they have never had that experience before, they can also say that they are interested in it. So, well, I have never tried scuba diving before. However, I have seen characters in the movie scuba diving, and you know the view under the sea, it's really breathtaking. So definitely, if I have the chance, I will want to learn it. Yeah, so I mean, like how many of us do scuba diving, right? So if it's something that we haven't done, we don't have to lie about it, right? But we can also share our knowledge of we can also share our knowledge on what we know instead of trying so hard to come up with a fake experience. That's not the purpose of a conversation, right? If you have a conversation with a stranger, you ask, hey, John, have you been scuba diving before?
No,
Everything must be yes. I must say
yeah, I
yes.
take it.
Yeah, you know, and then you fake it. It doesn't make sense, right? Conversation is real. Yeah, just like relationships should be real and very sincere.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So is it that
have.
if let's say the topic is something that we have not done before, then I can use imagine. So if I'm to do it, this is what I think will be. Am I right to say that?
Yeah, or you can also say, well, I haven't been, but I've heard some of my friends share their experiences while holidaying overseas. Yeah, they shared with me that it's yeah, you know, it's a very thrilling activity, and then you can say what you think about it, right? On second thought, however, skydiving might be a very dangerous activity. It is an extreme sport. So given the opportunity, I think I'll be very excited to try. However, I will also think twice if it's really something that I want to do to put my life at risk just for the fun of it. Yeah. So they can always add something sensible as well.
So in a sense that it sounds like it's actually good to prepare the child some to have some framework such that the child is able to organize their thoughts and to be able to systemize their words as well. I mean, what I meant by that is in the past I used to be in Toastmasters. Yeah, so there's this part which is a table topic whereby you go out, then the MC will tell you a topic, then you're given like 10 seconds to think about it and just rattle on. And you only have 3 minutes, and that's one part that I actually I am not very good at that. Yeah, but I've always remembered this framework, which is like a PPP or something. You set a point or PP, yeah, then you give it,
PEE.
PE, yeah.
The simplest one already.
You set a point, then you elaborate on the points. Why you say that, probably. Then you give an example. Then you round it up by resetting the point or something like that. Yeah. So it really helps me. Yeah. So even though 20 years have passed, so parents will know my age, 20 years have passed from NTU, it still stayed in me, and it's something that I still use even right now when I talk, and even right now during the interview or sharing.
Yes.
So do you have any framework that you can share also?
Yeah, so all these frameworks can be found in the books. It's also taught in schools. So different schools have slightly different frameworks. Some students come to me and say, oh, my teacher say it's PLEELL something. And I was like, wow, so long. And then they repeat and they repeat and they repeat. So PL, you're repeating yourself so many times. I say, oh, my teacher said that I must follow this structure. I say, no, just do the PEE. Just do the PEE. Even in the book, sometimes we don't have to complicate things. We just keep it simple. Right? There are some more complicated structures, but for me, point, elaboration, explanation, and then example works very well for me and for my students. Yeah. So that is the simplest. Say something, and then I tell my students, please don't think that people understand what you mean or they understood what you have been through. Right? So you need to explain, oh, why did you say that? What are the thoughts that you have? Yes, and that's why you always have to add another 2-3 sentences after that. You know, because sometimes being kids, right? Still 12 years old, still a child, they'll be thinking like, oh, the adult understands me or my peers understand what I'm saying. But actually, we don't as clearly as they think we should. Yeah. So I think practicing will really help. And that's why 3-4 months prior to the oral examination, it's really a time where parents really scramble to practice. Some might have the time, some might not have the time, and that's when I think my role as a coach, as a facilitator, comes in for that period of time. Yeah. So I feel that speaking, writing, listening, they all play out together, and if the child writes well, there's a higher opportunity. There's a higher chance that he can speak better as well. Yeah. So I think that, you know, even like storytelling, like some of the cards that you have and the books that you have to encourage storytelling, I find that very useful. Yeah. So for example, story mapping made simple. This is the one that you shared with me. I find that very useful as well, even up to secondary school level, because it paves the foundation, right? The one that I really, really love are the flashcards, like the one that you are showing right now. Okay, so what I find in in the bookshop is I find them very wordy. So far I have not come across this kind of flashcards, and when I saw them, I felt that it's very useful because it's really bite-sized, like the power of three. I love the power of three, okay, because there is the example there, right? And I realized that doing the right thing matters. I realized that it has to be done right, even when no one is watching. I realized that my children are always watching, even if they are not. And these are very powerful endings and very powerful beginnings. However, when you put it in a book with like 50 pages, the children gets lost, and then, you know, parents read already, they also feel so like so much to digest. What am I supposed to tell my child? But when you have it in a card like that, I find it very useful. So I'm going to use it with my son. Yeah, flashcards.
Yes. Okay, parents. Sorry again.
It's very practical.
Thanks. Yeah, and I realized that you have such a nice voice.
Oh, thank you. It's a little bit nasal because I just recovered from COVID. So I'm still recovering.
Thanks so much for still being here. Yeah, I really appreciate that. And I hope one day I can speak like you. So fluent and so articulate.
You speak so well too. You attended Toastmasters.
Okay lah. Yeah, this is how I talk lor. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So parents, I pasted the story mapping cards link in the comment box. So if you're keen, go take a look. Yeah. Those are actually meant for more advanced users. And you know that all of us, we appreciate good storytellers. Even when we meet up with friends, we meet up with our colleagues, we are somehow mesmerized by their ability to storytell. Yeah. And time
charismatic ones.
Yeah, the charisma, right? Yeah, and then time just flies past, and I think this is also one of the outcome that we want for our kids to display their charisma in front of the teachers as well and get blown away by that. Yeah. Okay, got one parent asked Lucas, hey, hello Lucas, what happens if we stumble on a question and we do not know the topic? Okay, I think probably he missed the earlier part, but I think maybe you can just give a 2-sentence or 3-sentence answer to that. Like, what if we...
So the topic, the stimulus-based conversation is always based on the passage. So I always tell my students, we know from the passage, you have to retrieve as much information as possible. If it's something they're unfamiliar with, then try to analyze the passage a little bit more. Because some information can be taken from there, you relate it to the visual text. So that will take practice as well. Yeah. And honestly, if the topic is difficult and they really don't understand what the teacher is saying, ask. Always clarify. Because once they don't know the topic, their confidence is shaken already. But so you know, we go through all these exercises, like we read the passage, and before they see the picture and before they see the questions, we brainstorm. What do you think are the related topics? Because, for example, if the topic is on food, let's say overeating or undereating like bulimia, then what other topics are related to it? So the child must be able to connect everything together and build on that. So for example, if it's a food topic, then it has to be related to exercise naturally. So I might be guessing that, or later on the examiner will be asking me about healthy lifestyle or even what I do with my family over the weekends. And because we have practiced so many topics already, they should all gel together. And even if it's a topic that they're unfamiliar with, they should be able to link it up with something that they have already practiced and are familiar with. Right? There is also a certain way to steer the conversation. Yes, because it just sounds like a very difficult topic or a very difficult question. But if the student clarifies, he will have a chance to still answer it well because the teacher will break it down. Yeah, the teacher will make it simpler or say it in using different words. They will not just repeat the question in exactly the same manner because the student has asked for a clarification. And the point of a conversation, again, is that I understand you and you understand me. So the teacher is not there to make your life difficult, right? They will try their best to have that conversation with you because that's the whole point of the oral examination. It's not to tell you.
Yeah, this is what most kids, they will tell us. Like, hey, what if the teacher looks like he has a bad day, you know, then he always like, Like or frown or fold the arms. It's like some children, they told me it happened and then they got really scared.
Poor
And
thing.
their
Yes,
confidence
yes,
got
yes.
shaken.
They also share this with me. No, I tell them, I said, no choice. Their mother gave birth to them. Sometimes their face just like that.
Yo, okay. This only for children.
You must not take it personally. I told them.
Imagine.
I said, and then I shared, teacher Felicia looks very friendly, right? But sometimes the teacher beside me who doesn't smile, who looks very strict and very unfriendly, she gave a higher mark than me.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you
doesn't
frame
mean
it.
that they look strict means that they will give a very low mark. And the teacher who is like me, who are very friendly, but actually my expectations are quite high.
It's true. It could be true.
Yes.
I mean, so we redefine the meaning for the kids.
Yes. So I say, is it
awesome.
worth it or not? Just because the teacher looks scary and then you freeze up. Right? It is not your fault that the teacher had a bad day. Maybe he or she quarreled with his wife or husband in the morning. Maybe the dog died yesterday. Right? Are you going to take it personally and let it affect your exam? Cannot. Right? So we have to give them very realistic examples. These are children. Yeah. Sometimes they don't see it. I have to make them see it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, we have come to the end of the sharing. It's already 8:28. Yeah, parents, got any last question now? Please post now. Yeah, because this session will end at 8:30 because I got to hop on to the next call in the same Facebook page and group to talk about the maths part. Yeah, so must change stage, but still in the Facebook page lah. Yeah. So what would be
wearing many hats?
Yeah, because the parents they still need help in the maths part, so I thought might as well since I'm here. Yeah. So parents, if you are still in the Facebook page, later I'll go off for a short while, but I'll come back again. Probably give me like 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So what will be the takeaway for the parents here? Because I think there are so many things to learn, and as parents we are busy as well. So what will be one easy step forward from here?
Get started. If you need structure, get the book, because I feel that is very useful. Even for me as a parent, when I teach math or science, if I get a good book, I can start from there. It's structured. Yeah. Of course, if you want somebody to then spend the last few months really fine-tuning, and that's where as coaches we step in. But if not, for parents, I will say get the book. If not, start with a reading habit, getting the child to read aloud. Yes, and that you will still need a book, right? And there are many books available. So I will just say, really get the book and get started.
Awesome. And parents, if you need more resources, just now we actually shared one story mapping cards which I designed for my own kids. Yeah, because every time I just want to train them to be good storyteller. Yeah, and kids are actually natural storytellers. So somehow along the way, probably their confidence got shaken. Yeah. Personally, I've also designed another book for parents who teach their kids English. And then our parents who bought it, they like it a lot. And this one is storytelling technique. Okay, this is more wordy and it's for adults to use because it's for parents who really want to really educate themselves such that they are able to teach their children effectively. Yeah. So if you are someone who loves to read and journal, you can get this book as well. I'll paste the link inside the comments box. And to thank you for being here, you can use the coupon code, which is 15% off, LOB15 March. LOB15 March. Yeah, 15 March. And then you can just put in the coupon code. Then you get an instant 15% off. All right. Okay, any last sharing from you before we just end off? I know already. If the parents want to get hold of you for whatever reason, how to find you?
I can be found on Facebook, Felicia's English class. So Felicia '(S) English class, or they can just call me. I have my mobile number on the website, on the Facebook page as well. Yeah. And I'll be happy to do a complimentary trial class just to reassure parents how their child is doing currently for their oral exam. Because I think most parents are like, can my child read well? Is it good enough? So most of the times I feel like it's the parents who need the child class, not the student. I say, okay, you know what? I tell my friends, you know what, I will see your child just for your peace of mind. Okay, I'm telling you that your child is fine. Yeah, so I have also seen several children, and I'll tell their parents, I said, honestly, your child is doing fine. If your child needs help, I'll let you know in which area. But otherwise, if you can practice with him, please go ahead. Right? If there's a real more important pressing issue, then I will also highlight to them. Yeah. So for me, that is the purpose of the trial. It is really to highlight the areas for improvement, so that parents know and can follow up with them as well.
Okay, so in the Facebook, just search Felicia's English class. Yeah, and I know that this is an sharing on English oral. So I'm very intentional in trying to pronounce. Yeah, later kena scolded by Felicia.
No lah, John, you're speaking very well already. Yeah.
Okay lah, okay.
I also tell my students, you know, of course we have to speak formally for the exams, but please, when you go to the market, you don't need to speak in your British sounding accent. The auntie will scold you. Just speak like a normal Singaporean. So I also speak like a normal Singaporean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that we have to be adaptable. Yes.
Correct. Can I get a mee siam? Wow, the auntie like mee siam lah, mee siam. I want mee siam.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
That's
To
all
get the
for me.
complimentary class, right? Is that saying that there's a complimentary class, right? So parents, when you go to Felicia, please tell her the code word LOB lah, so she knows that you're from here. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
Felicia, thanks so much for being here. It's already 8:33, and some parents are waiting for me in the other room.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, John.
Yeah, parents.
Parents, have a good evening.
Yes. Now it's a CA1 week. Yeah, so.
I'm also doing CA1.
Yeah, me also lah. Yeah, parents, who is doing CA1? Type in CA1. I want to see, so I can support you, ma. And we are in this together. We got 9 parents. Just now the highest number of attendees is 14. Yeah, I thought it's really good. Yeah, for a Facebook Live. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Ken. Yeah.
So better go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. We'll just keep in touch. Okay. Bye,
yes,
parents.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
Bye,
good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.